This is just a run through normal 9, 26, 27 and 28 before we start looking at 29 to finish off the campaign. Okay, let's jump into the video. So here we are into 926. The first thing we do is just put down our tank. Our tank goes down just to block off anyone incoming, and that's about it. After that, we want to get our archer down. So as soon as we're available, we take one of our archers, we put them up on the left hand side just to take care of any of the little cloth wearers coming along to doing any summons, anything like that. Valkyrie comes along and warns us about them. They're going to do some charging up, and then that will hit people with overload, and then there's damage done to people with overload. That's essentially what they do, and we're going to stop them straight away from doing that. After that, we get our magic damage dealer down. For me, as always, it's Nox, and then as soon as we've got our coins available, then we're going to stick down a healer, because at some point our tank is going to need it if they just keep taking damage. So healer goes down, and that's just to cover off the tank, and then we are in, relatively speaking, a good place. These couple of levels aren't that bad, and we'll whiz through them without any major problems, I feel. So as long as we can get up there and do enough damage, we should be all right. There's a single target magic dealing damage dealer. God, mouthful, sorry about that. And we're all up there good. Now the only thing is I'm starting just to queue up the magic damage as we get more of those larger mobs come in. I do like greed, slows them down as well and gives us more time to get more DPS down on them, just makes life a little bit easier. Silas is still taking care of the little cloth wearers for us, so we don't want them coming up doing more healing, and that gives us enough time to actually get down another magic damage dealer. So we've now got 3 of them up there. We've got our healer, we've got our tank, and we've got Silas. Now the only other thing we're really saving up for is another archer, as in the top centre there's a little spawn point there. Out of there is going to come one of those lightning guards, so we'll put an archer up there just to cover that off, and that'll be that space taken care of. And then as soon as he comes in range, the archer will take him out, and we haven't got to worry about him coming down to do any damage to us. So that's essentially him done there, and we've got enough magic damage dealing to the mobs that are coming across. There's Valkyrie adding into it, and I think we're in a very good place. We've got the ultimates queued up, everyone's down, we haven't got any deaths, and that's about it really. We can now speed it up and just run it towards the end. There we go, that's us done there. They're all down, and that's us getting the 3 stars. And swift move on to the next one. So here we are, we're moving on to number 27. Essentially the map is broken down into 2 halves. On the right hand half we have our AoE, and on the left hand half we have our single target stuff. And that's essentially how we've broken it down. The only thing I don't really know how to deal with straight away is these 3. They come relatively fast, so I just put a tank down, stop them getting any further. They don't do that much damage, and I give them a swift ignoring. Now from there on in, it's a matter of putting down our archers, take care of the little cloth wearers, whether they're doing the summoning or they're doing healing or anything else like that. We just put an archer down, the archer takes care of them, that's not an issue. When the archer's down to take care of the one at the bottom left, we then have time to place our healer down to keep our tank alive. Now I've gotten just about enough time before the mob walks all the way down to get my next tank down. The next tank goes down. I'm using Captain Reed. I think you can use anyone, although he is remarkably good in this position. Now the other thing I've got on the go here is I've got another cloth wearer coming up on the top right hand side, so I want to take care of them at some point. So again, it's another archer down there, and they can take care of them for us. And now it's just a matter of letting our points build up. Now while the points are building up, the tanks are quite happy taking care of stuff, and I need my single target damage dealer, and that appears to be the next issue for me, because on the left hand side a large mob appears, which sort of indicates that I want my single target magic damage dealer down, but I don't. What I want to do is get my AoE target down to let Greed's ultimate build up. The large mob on the left hand side is slow moving, and there isn't a great deal of issue there. I've got enough time to let a few more points build up, and he doesn't get there for long before I can start to actually get knocks down. Whereas I want greed going as soon as they arrive on the screen, because I don't want all these mobs arriving down at my tanks, because my tank's already got enough to deal with, so I do have to kill these off. That's a AoE going off nicely. Nox is taking care of the single target damage dealer, and as it happens, Captain Reeves takes care of the 3 additional mobs with his AoE going on that I left to run riot earlier, that I gave a swift ignoring to, so they're now dead as well. I add in Lassor to create some more AoE for me, and that takes care of these mobs. Now I've still got time to get rid of these before they actually come down. I've only got a few more cloth wearers coming out, and now I can start getting myself ready for a few more AoEs. Now the AoE magic damage I'm using, I've used a Cultist Lord. Now feel free to use a Buzo if you've got her. I think she'd be absolutely brilliant in that spot, or if you've got a better one, use him. But I use a lot of the cultists here, so it's just handy to have a Lord in there. I could have chucked in Demi, but if you've got Morrigan or something like that, but I wanted to try and at least tone it down a little bit so it was easier for more people. So it makes it more accessible, I suppose, for more people. Now, as we're getting rid of these, then we don't need so many archers around anymore. We're getting to the point where we've nearly used up, or we've nearly had our cloth wearers come out. Now once the archers are taken care of them, we can get rid of the archers and we can start putting out some more AoE for us. So there's the first archer gone, don't need him anymore. Now I've got more AoE to go down. When the next archer goes, I can get rid of some more AoE. Now the interesting thing, on the left hand side, don't use your ultimates up too early, because all four come on the screen, but only 3 of them, or 3 of them actually stop and wait. Only 1 of them comes at you. So you've got some time before you use up your ultimates, or need to use your ultimates. So there's everything ticking off there. That should take care of all of these. And then if need be, I will still be able to get rid of my archer and place down some more AoE. Now, being able to rotate through gives me a nice safety net, I suppose, more than anything else. So I've actually got rid of greed there. I didn't need to. I could have got rid of the archer at the bottom, but it is what it is. And then I can do a bit more DPS there, and that should take care of them all for me. The last 3 that you've got aren't really that bad. They're fast moving, but they don't take a lot of damage to actually get them down. They're relatively easy to kill off, and that is essentially the end to number 27. That's it, all done. There's your 3 stars, all out of the way. Just a matter of knowing when you've got rid of your last spellcasters or cloth wearers, so you can get rid of the archers and you can get some more AoE magic DPS down. Go back over and do 928 again, because some idiot didn't press record. That's about it. Right, what have we got on our team? Well, we've got 3 archers. That's all you need for that. I rotate them through. Cheap is probably good. We've got 1 healer because that's all we need. We've got 1 tank because that's all we need. We've then got a selection of AoE magic damage. I being absolutely brilliant, absolutely love her. MVP for this, I think. And I've got Nox, who's my single target magic damage dealer. There we go. That's what I've got. Bring roughly the same, doesn't have to be the same characters, but that essentially works for me, and this is how I go through it. The beginning part is a bit of a rush, trying to get things down and get things working for yourselves, but once we're up and running, then it's all good. So the first thing down is our tank. So that is the position we're going to tank, and that is the only place we're tanking. And then we want our tank strong enough to survive a good few hits, because the next person down isn't the healer. We're starting to lay down our crystals of death. That's the first thing we need to get going, because we want those down for as long as possible. Now we get our healer down, and we're in a slightly better place now. Right, next person to go down is our archer. We want our archer down, we want our archer going that way, and hopefully we'll be able to kill off your cloth wearer who's coming up. Next person down is again now our next archer, because our next archer's here. Idril, and you're going up there. And Silas, you're done, so we can get rid of Silas. This is essentially what I'm doing. Once I've used the archer for what I need, I get rid of them as quickly as possible. Next archer is going to be here, facing up. There you are. And it's this rotation of archers that's allowing us the freedom to get our mages down and keep them in play. So now we've got our single target damage dealer coming up. There's Nox, just in time for the person coming round. Let's nuke you down. A little cloth wearer coming up on the bottom, and we get rid of our archer. Gives us a bit more coinage to use. And here is the group. So on the left hand side this time, this is our AoE type stuff. So we want to use them as much as possible. We use our AoE mages over there because AoE mobs and they take AoE damage. So that all works out really well for us. Now we get Lasso down and we'll place him over by the tank just to clear up that little area by the tank. This is a bit scruffy. Place Lasso facing this way and that will clear up everywhere for us. So now in a very nice little place, we've got our AoE mages down to deal with the AoE, we've got a single target damage dealer to deal with the single target mobs coming through, and we've got plenty of archers to nuke the little cloth wearers who keep coming around to try and make our game a little bit harder. So again, cloth wearer down on the bottom, once you're dead, do the usual thing and we get rid of our archer. Archer gone. Now I think I'm going to put you up here. I mean, ideally I'd like Abuso, but this is on the Forerunner server and Abuso hasn't been Fusion yet. That's the Fusion coming, while on the global it gets the HP based one, I can't remember the name, Rock, something like that. Anyway, so this little cloth wearer, I used to bring out one, but I think they stopped there, so we won't bring out an archer for him. He should be down by Nox quite happily. Yeah, no worries whatsoever. That's him dead. And we don't have to worry about him healing anyone. So these are our single target damage targets that will come round. They get stuck on the icicles of death, and then Nox will come along and just finish them off. And that's essentially the plan. Whilst we wait for, here they come. The little cloth wearer. Cloth is no good against my big arrows, so that's that taken care of. And then once you're dead, we will then recall. Just wait for Nox to start his hits. Once he starts his hits, there we go. We will start using his ultimate. We want to use his ultimate as soon as possible, really. The sooner we use it, the sooner they're dead, and the sooner it can start ticking around, because we want it available for the next group. Now, AoE come in, and Greed's already there, laying down the AoE for us. That's all nice. We are in a nice little place. We've got, what, 19 done, motoring through, and everything is nice and relaxed for us. We haven't really got any issues. There isn't anything to worry about. The only time is how quickly I can get rid of Greed is something I really should look into. I'm going to place you down and hopefully we'll get rid of you in time. If you're watching this, then you'll know that's coming up and you could have put your archer down before to build up their ultimate. That would work out easier for you. And that way we can get rid of you. There we go, got you. And get through that, right. Let's get you down. Ultimate off. And we can get rid of this nice cluster of mobs coming here. Right. I'll get rid of Greed nice and early. Reason is I'm hoping Lasser's going to finish off these mobs. If I'm wrong, I've got a disaster on my hands. I think we're all right there, and these are the last mobs coming round. So Just trying to give us a bit more time really. The longer we give ourselves, the easier we're going to make it on ourselves. That is essentially it. Take a bit more damage, every little bit helps. There's Nox starting, so let's start off there. Use Sylar as well, and Hydril's in range. We can get rid of Lassa, we can get rid of our healer, and then anyone else? Yeah, we can use you. You can get some damage going off. Happy days. Just laying down as much damage as I can. I even got time to put greed down at the end. Should it be needed? I'm doubting it very much. All looking very clean, very nice. Last mob to be done. And that's it. Much than having 2 tanks and messing around like that. Nice easy little level that. Quite liked it. Anyway, that's it from me probably today. I'm going to start working on 29, so we can get that finished off, and I'll upload that one again. Thank you very much for your time. Do the old thumbs up, like and subscribe if you could. It'd help me out massively, and I'll see you all in a video again soon. Cheers for your time. Goodbye. Better have fucking recorded this time.